Hey y'all. Y'all come in. Y'all, we back with our other trial. Well, it's not a trial, it's a hearing. Kind of like much what we did yesterday. Y'all come on in, hit the like button, share this video. Today we are watching YNW Bortlen, double murder case in Florida. So I'm gonna go ahead on and get started, okay? As you come in, please hit the like button and tell me where you're from.
On the bottom of my page 2. The case on the top of page 2 is 19-1871 CF10A. The case on the bottom of page 2 is 23-10643 CF10A. I've got Mr. Griffiths of this college present for the state, Mr. Haddad, Mr. Nascimento present for Mr. Henry. Mr. Nascimento, I know you got to run see Judge Siegel. I set today and tomorrow for all pending motions. Let me put a couple things on the record, and then I'm happy to listen to any evidence, witnesses, or testimony each side wants to present. Just save your arguments to the end, and then when we get done with the evidentiary portion today, if we're going to continue on to tomorrow, that's fine. But it's my understanding a conversation about it, but I'll do that after we're done with the evidence today. So, in preparation for the hearings today and tomorrow, I read the following. Number 1, the defendant's motion to suppress statements of Cortland Henry that was electronically filed December 5th, 2023. I read the state's unopposed motion for relief from the trial order dated July 8th, 2024. That was electronically filed August 25th, 2025. I read state's memorandum of law in opposition to defendant's motion to suppress statements of Cortland Henry, as well as the attachments contained therein, which are transcripts. I couldn't find this one filed on CMS, but I assume Mr. Haddad got a copy of it. I couldn't find a filed copy. I did listen to, on thumb drive that was provided to me, 2 audio recordings. I guess I'll have to wait to hear from the witnesses to tell me who's on the audio recordings, but I did listen to them. One is labeled Exhibit A, one is labeled Exhibit C. They are both dated October 26, 2018. One of them was at 6:50 a.m. in the morning. The next one was at 7:56 in the morning. I don't think the grand total of both audio takes up an hour. I'm sure it doesn't. But I did listen to all of that. So I did also read all the authority that is cited therein, in all the defense pleadings and in all the state's hearings. And to repeat myself, I will let each side present whatever evidence, witnesses, or testimony they would like to present with regards to any motions. I'll just evidence, and then I'll give you a ruling as to all of them. I know we're set for tomorrow at 9 o'clock, and I know we're likewise set for trial in both cases at 9 o'clock next Wednesday, which is September 10th. So that being said, state whenever you are ready. Once you reach it, but before you have a seat, you can just stop and look at me. Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Please be seated. So once you are seated, if I can get you to scoot that chair forward as far as it'll go, you can adjust that microphone so it's pointing directly at your mouth. Can you please state your full name and spell your full name?
Running a small biz takes grit and hustle, but you don't have to do it alone. The UPS store has your back with packing, shipping, shredding, and more. We're your one-stop shop for small biz success. Come into your local store today. The UPS store. Be unstoppable. Monday.com's AI blocks are a total game changer.
Excuse me if I find that hard.
Those are biologically incapable of lying, right?
Does that come?
Approximately 4 years. Miramar Police Department. Roll Patrol. Where was I working? The city of Miramar. No, I was on FTO, so I was kind of roaming around the entire city. I did. The detail officer put over the radio that there was 2 victims that were shot at the hospital. I observed the SUV parked underneath the emergency bay with bullet holes all over it, and there's a black male subject sitting on a bench. At the time, no. Yes. Bortlen Henry. I do. That day? Or just now? Just now, yeah, based on him and his tattoos. I do. He's wearing a red jumpsuit.
Okay, the record shall so reflect. You may proceed.
At any point in time, did you have a conversation with Mr. Henry?
I did.
And what did that conversation consist of?
Upon arrival, I pretty much asked him what had happened, what was going on. Based off, he looked like he was in distress sitting on the bench. So just trying to figure out what was going on.
What was going on? What was going on around you?
You had medical personnel coming out of the hospital, trying to extract the victims from the vehicle, get them inside, and apply aid to them. Yes. I don't recall.
Do you recall where they were? Like where they were standing?
The officers,
Yes.
I had my FTO next to me, Officer Luna, and Jessica Amengor. She was standing outside the emergency room.
So was it just you and officers attending to them?
Yes.
How were you dressed? How was both of you dressed?
Road Patrol uniform, Miramar Police insignia.
You could just briefly, what was your conversation with Mr. Henry?
I can refer to my report. That's fine. Yes. Yeah, so based off what I observed with the vehicle and the victims, pretty much asked them what had happened, what was going on, where did this occur, how did this occur, just to get basic general information to provide to the detectives that were going to come on scene.
Did he provide you that information?
Yes.
Did he tell you where possibly this incident, where the two individuals who had been killed, occurred?
Yes.
What did you do with that information?
I provided to the detectives that are right on scene.
Approximately how long were you speaking with Mr. Henry?
I don't recall.
Long period of time, short period of time?
Approximately about an hour.
And the entire conversation, where did that take place?
In the outside emergency bay, and then he was either admitted. He was either admitted to a room, or they took him into a room and we spoke to him in there as well.
And at what point did you, at any point in time did you speak to Mr. Henry?
would say another officer took my role and stayed with him when I left the room, yes. I don't.
At any point in time when you were with Mr. Henry, did you ever advise him that he was in custody or under arrest?
No, I didn't.
Okay, cross-examination.
Morning. Yes, sir. I don't recall. Good amount? Yes. I wouldn't say everybody, because there's a whole city to patrol. Good amount of units were there. I don't recall. I'm sorry? Approximate? When I arrived on scene, it was just about 3 or 4 units on scene. Probably 10 to 12. Uh, correct. Correct. I don't recall. Not that I saw, no. I don't recall. I did not. Correct. That he and his buddies got shot at in Fort Lauderdale. They were leaving a party. Correct, on the highway. Correct. I did not. I did not. When you say that, I'm sorry, repeat. It's what Bortlen Henry advised to me. I did. No, no. I spoke to the detectives. Not that I recall. I did. I did, yes. I did. After they arrived. I did not. Correct. Multiple Miramar police officers. Correct. Not that I recall.
Based on that, any redirect? All right, state is the witness excused. All right, so you may step down. Thank you very much. While he's doing that, state, you may call your next witness.
Take a call.
certified guide to come all the way up to the witness stand, please. Once you reach it, but before you have a seat, you can just stop and look at me, please. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Please be seated. Sir, once you're seated, if I could just keep that chair forward as far as it'll go. You can adjust that microphone so it's pointed directly at your mouth. Can you please state your full name and spell your full name?
Stephen Toyota, STEPHEN, TOYOTA.
State you may inquire.
Good morning. Capital Dynamics. It's a global investment firm.
And that is as well as when did you retire from your department?
February of 2021.
And were you working with the New York Police Department back in October of 2018?
I was.
In what capacity?
Homicide detective.
And on that night, did you receive a call to respond to the Memorial Funeral Hospital?
It was the morning of the 26th. October 26, 2018 morning. Yes.
And what, if anything, was the call that you received?
I believe it was very generic. Couple dead bodies at the hospital being dropped off by a friend. And just so you know, I don't get into great details when they call me out when I'm asleep because most of the time early information is not accurate anyway. So that's all I had is some semblance of what was going on when I head to the hospital.
And you specifically do that. You don't know too much so that you can get there and perform your own.
Yep, exactly.
And let me kind of ask, at that point in time, what was your role with the New York Police Department? I know you were a homicide detective, but were you kind of stepping back a bit because you were getting ready to retire?
Yeah, it kind of internally within our team. We know when people are about to retire, and we try not to put them in really important positions in homicide as they get close to retirement for reasons like this.
7 years later,
Yeah.
come back to work.
Yeah, retired. And so, but yeah, I was definitely taking a back seat on a lot of things. I think that my saying was, I don't want to interview the shooter. I don't want to find the gun.
Excellent.
I don't want to interview the shooter. I don't want to find the gun.
So, what was your role when you arrived at the hospital that morning?
A team player. I wasn't the lead. Detective Moretti was. So whatever he needed,
And what, if anything, when you arrived, was Detective Moretti already there when you arrived?
he was.
What, if anything, did he tell you when you arrived at the hospital?
I don't recall specifically.
Did he ask you at some point to drive someone who came to know as Bortlen Henry?
Yes.
What did he ask you to do with Bortlen Henry?
We were trying to locate the scene of the crime.
Why were you all trying to locate the scene of the crime?
Evidence, video, hard evidence, video, anything we could. So, also, we want to make sure it's in our jurisdiction. That's like an important part. But, no, we're just trying to determine where the crime occurred.
At the time when you drove to Bortlen Henry, was he a suspect in this case?
No, he's a victim.
You all at that point believed he was the victim of this drive-by shooting?
Yes.
So when Bortlen Henry got into your car, what kind of car were you all driving?
It would have been a detective car. I'm not sure if...
An unmarked?
Unmarked, yeah.
Would there be any cage in the back or anything like that?
No.
Do you recall where in the car he sat?
I want to say, I believe he was in the front seat.
Next to you?
Yes.
What did Mr. Henry do with you in the vehicle?
He directed me to the location, and it seemed like it wasn't very forthcoming. And went back to the station. He was courteous. Wasn't, obviously I don't think he's cooperative in that situation, but
So there was no questioning back and forth between you and him?
no. Well, questioning is where's this location exactly? Yeah, nothing about potential suspect or the investigative part. We're just trying to determine where it happened, what happened. It's very early on in the investigation.
So it's just a turn left, turn right, go straight.
Yep, and then this is where it's at. Like, okay.
Was he at any point in time put under arrest?
No.
Was he in your custody at that time?
No.
Was he at any point in time not released? Is that enough?
No, he's a witness. He can whenever he wants. Well, at the time, we believe he was witness, so.
And so at that time, he was just there voluntarily telling you guys, showing you where this crime scene was.
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, cross-examination, go ahead.
Was he taught before he gave a statement, already?
I don't know the timing of the statement he gave to Bertram Moretti, but if it was after I drove him around, then yeah, he was talking to me.
After?
No, I'm not sure. What was it? What was the timeline of his statement?
You had a crime scene, you said. You said you were investigating the crime.
Yes.
You said that on the record. What constituted a crime?
The 2 dead bodies?
Okay, so you formulated an opinion on crime injury.
We were working homicide, yeah.
We call that a homicide.
Yes.
You had a person who was not dead, Mr. Hampton, correct?
Correct.
Who was in the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
You're trying to ascertain what happened.
Yes.
Do you know whether or not police officers had already looked for the scene based upon what had happened with the guy, when he told another police, the lady at the hospital or another person?
I'm sorry. Did you say that again?
Whether or not
I don't remember. I don't. I may have been. I just don't recall. Yeah, it was. He was. Even if, and I don't recall specifically, but even if somebody thought they were what the crime scene was based on what he had told them, by person with him. Exact. Yeah, try to find the exact location of the scene. Yes. It's kind of a gray area at the direction. We work as a team, so yeah, it would have been Moretti is the lead detective. Correct. Oh, that was the plan, yeah. Yep. Is that a question? Was that a question? Yeah. Yes.
At Capital Group, we design our active
Ooh,
ETFs
Lord, where they get these attorneys?
so they can be rooted at the
They need to
core of the
retire.
portfolio. They're meticulously crafted to endure. Capital Group, actively different, active ETFs.
Sorry about the commercial, guys.
Yeah. Not sure. I met him at the hospital. I don't remember. I do not. Yes. I don't. I had to listen to the recording. Actually, I'm not even sure if it was recorded or not.
Okay, for a homicide detective, you were called out for a homicide, and you passed on to somebody else. You got an eyewitness to a homicide, and you don't recall whether you asked him a question or not.
I'm sure I did talk to him. I just don't recall. If there was a recording of it, it'd be easier for me to reflect on that, but I can't tell you exactly what we talked about, other than we're trying to determine the location of the crime.
Trying to determine what happened. He asked for his version of what may have happened to cause the murder.
I don't know if I asked him directly, but I'm sure somebody had asked him, and it may have been relayed to me.
We don't have any notes of that?
No.
Okay. Did you say there's recordings of that?
I'm not positive.
Where did I hear?
No.
Where are the individuals then?
No.
There's no body cam.
I don't know. 2021, so 2.5 years.
How long were you in homicide?
18. 18 years.
After driving with Mr. Henry, going through this, that wasn't seized. Did you have suspicions about his involvement?
Let's see. No, not as far as a suspect. Obviously, he's involved. He's there with the decedents. So we knew he's involved, but no, I think he was just being cooperative. It's very common in my career that people aren't cooperative only because they don't want to get involved. So that's kind of the gist that I got from him.
You didn't want to get involved?
Yeah.
You were trying to get him involved, as far as I asked him what happened, where it was, right? That's what it's detective was, correct?
Yeah, we're trying to determine the location of the crime scene, yeah.
Okay. And you took him back to where he is, working, right?
I would have brought him back to somebody, yeah, I'm not sure who I saw one.
Where he spoke to you, like, you were going back.
Yes.
You didn't take him home.
No.
You didn't tell him to take a go call somebody to let you go now.
Not that I recall.
Okay.
They redirect. Okay, detective, I actually have a question for you.
Sure.
Let's say you drove out to wherever you were going, and right before you got there, Mr. Henry said to you, hey, you know what? I'm changing my mind. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to anyone. I would like to get out of the car right now. What would you do that?
Let him go.
Based on my question, do you have any additional questions? That's based on my question. Do you have any additional questions?
Just let him walk out. You know already, Bortlen and
I don't know their intentions, but no, under the circumstances, he used the word cooperating kind of in a gray area, but he was being courteous. He was somewhat cooperating, so he was free to leave at any time. He was free to leave at any time.
guys, let me see you. You got some dead bodies. Investigate a person who drove them to the hospital. You have a person who drove them to the hospital. You have one woman. You're not going to investigate. That's how people.
Wait, yeah, I tried to complete an investigation, but he's free to walk away. He's not a suspect. He's not detained.
Want to find out what happened.
Of course we do, but we get lied to very frequently. So no, I wish we did, but no. I do not.
If he hasn't subject to any questioning by you, as an 18-year homicide detective, that's where those are correct?
Yes.
So if at any point in time you had engaged in question with him or anything beyond just driving into the crime scene, you would have noted that.
Ooh.
And that was not your goal, to question anything, correct?
It was not.
You were.
Yeah. No, I was there for support. At that point in my career, I was not trying to get in the lead. At the hospital? I have no idea.
What is, I
I
can't.
believe so, yeah. Yeah. When I showed up, I'm not sure they were all there yet. Because we're all getting called out. We're all getting called out, so I don't know who they called out. I mean, I do not know if they were there at the time. You mean a crime scene log? You mean a crime scene log? Yeah, we normally do it. I don't know. No, I actually don't know for sure if it was or not. Judge.
This is Bortlen hearing, y'all. Just like last night. He ain't going nowhere. Don't nobody over there laughing. He think he gonna get away with this. Not today. Might as well cut them dreads, baby. Uh-oh, here come that detective. Oh, no, they don't like him. Woo, the defense don't like this detective. God.
Mark Moretti, M-A-R-K, M-O-R-E-T-T-I. I'm employed with the Office of National Drug Control Policy through one of their initiatives called HIDA. It's a federal agency. High intensity drug trafficking area.
And how long have you been in HIDA?
Since January.
Prior to January, where were you?
City of Miramar.
In what capacity?
Homicide detective.
How long have you been homicide detective in Miramar?
Almost 10 years.
And how long have you been in Miramar total?
22 years.
And prior to your involvement with the city of Miramar, did you have any other law enforcement or military experience?
Yes, I was with the Village of Pinecrest Police Department from 1998 until 2003. Prior to that, I was in the Air Force 1991 till 1998. Then the Coast Guard Reserves from 2003 until 2017. Served as well as listed as well as a commissioned officer.
So, well over 20 years of law enforcement experience at the time.
Yes.
And now on October 26, 2018, when you still working for at the homicide detective in Miramar,
Yes.
what did you recall that you received that night?
I was reporting.
Sorry about early morning hours.
I was called to respond to Memorial Miramar Hospital reference a double homicide. Two individuals were inside of a vehicle that were apparently victims of a gunshot.
And you yourself had your eyes on the hospital.
Yes.
What did they ever told you about the hospital?
I believe when I got on scene, I made contact with the supervisor, then later got in contact with Detective Bertrand because it was his week to be on call, so he was technically the lead. He called me out because he was soon to retire in less than a year, and he did not want to pick up another case. And so I, agreed to come out and help him.
And when you arrived on scene, anyone kind of told you what was going on?
The on-scene supervisor briefed me. Then once I got with Detective Bertrand, he briefed me on what he had at that point.
And what were you told was going on at that point?
An individual arrived in the entrance to the emergency room. It was a gray Jeep. The gray Jeep was still there. There was two victims. Both died of multiple gunshot wounds. Then they were later transferred to inside the ER. I believe that's where they were officially pronounced deceased, was inside the ER. The vehicle was still there. It was secured, so no one could go in or out of it. Nothing could be touched like any other crime scene. Because that's all we had at that point. That was technically our crime scene, even though we didn't know where this incident had occurred. We just knew that this vehicle came to ER with two dead bodies.
Now, this individual who came to the ER with these dead bodies, what number?
It was Cortland Henry.
And you see that person in the photo, okay?
Yes.
You identified it by number.
Brought two dead
Red
bodies to the
jumpsuit sitting next
hospital.
to Mr. Haddad. He was in a treatment room. He was laying in a bed, wasn't handcuffed, wasn't under arrest. As far as we knew, he was technically a victim and the only surviving witness of a double homicide.
So when you
it was recorded. I think it just gave my first name or maybe said detective. I had to listen to the recording, but I had a polo shirt, regular slacks on, gun on my side, ID badge.
Was there anyone guarding the door to the room or anything like that?
The best of my recollection at this time, I don't think there was anyone guarding the room. I mean, there was a lot of police presence there that day. There was probably half the west side was over there. So
When I say guarding the room, as far as you were concerned, he was free to leave that hospital.
he was just as witness. We didn't have anything to. We couldn't detain him. We couldn't compel him to talk. If he didn't want to talk to us, we couldn't compel him. He was just a witness at that point.
Nah, you was in that car though.
It was I would say a cordial conversation. He was upset. His friends were just murdered in front of him. Um, but there was no hostilities, no arguing back and forth. No profanities or anything like that.
At that time in your investigation, was he a victim?
Technically, he was a victim. He was shot at.
And so you're questioning at that point in time, not for incriminating information, but more of trying to put up the hospital.
But the biggest issue we did not know where this crime occurred. When it initially started off, we didn't even think that this even occurred in our city. And we didn't have a crime scene. What we were being told of where this occurred, we received no phone calls of shots being fired. There was no spent casings, no glass on the road. There was no indication that any crime occurred anywhere in Miramar that day.
And is that why, at the conclusion of your statement, Mr. Henry asked if you'd be willing to actually direct one of your officers to where he happened? And from the location information they've given to you all at that point, it wasn't actually
No.
figure out where it was.
Even in his statement, he says, "I'm not from here. I'm not familiar with there." So we gave him the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, people get lost all the time. They might think they're on Miramar Parkway, but actually on Pembroke Road or Pines Boulevard. It's understandable. So he said, you know what, just ride with Detective Toyota and show him where it happened.
And did he say sure?
I don't know his exact words, but he didn't object. He wasn't in handcuffs. It was an unmarked police unit, not a cage in the back of that car. So
If he had said, no, I don't want to do that, what would you have done?
there's nothing we could have done.
Throughout your statement with Mr. Henry, did he ever say, I don't want to see you?
He never invoked his Fifth Amendment rights.
Even outside of both rights, did he ever do any of these things? No. Say, I don't want to do this right now. I'm not comfortable. Later.
No, I mean, every question we asked, he answered. Might not have been the most truthful, but he answered every question.
And after this crime prosecution, did that kind of look in your interaction with him at that point?
At that point, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I better not let them boys out of there.
Now, after that crime fight, did you then go speak with Mr. Henry at another point in time? Oh, sure. After that initial statement with him at the hospital, did you then speak to Mr. Henry at any other time?
When he was arrested in Houston, we did fly down to Houston to try to speak with him there, but he wouldn't speak with us then. He definitely invoked his right there.
And at that point in time, he was a suspect, wasn't he?
Correct.
Don't y'all let that boy go.
Good morning, sir.
Now, let me see. You said you already had a crime, correct?
Technic-
Your
was secured. I'd have to refer to the crime scene photos, but I believe they did put crime scene tape up around the vehicle. I'd have to look at the photos. Yes, I believe so. About 6 o'clock. Yes, sir. I believe he got there, what, at 4:35? You would have to look at the crime scene log, but,
I'd do anything.
Oh, don't you love it?
You got to look
You're
at the
in luck.
crazy
With
law,
PetSmart's
y'all.
online pharmacy, you can get prescriptions.
well, it is. I don't think that many. The only truly way to answer that question is to look at the crime scene log to see who was there. Yeah, I don't want to give you a number and be wrong, but yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was in a room with a hospital bed. The heart rate monitor was on him. Looked like he was receiving treatment. That's hospital's protocol. You have to ask them why. He was just a victim of a shooting. I guess they wanted to check him out. He was shot at. No, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Correct. Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing? What's up, man? How you guys doing? You say, hey, I need to be effective for first draft. This is effective for rest. Let's get talking. We're going to talk to you about what happened, okay? That's not the same, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, the police said to him, all right, listen, you be straight up and tell us where this happened. Okay? My understanding, told me something, but the evidence doesn't show that it happened. Correct?
Who said that? Okay. Correct. I got the statement in front of me.
You're my doc. It's my doc. The evidence doesn't show it happened. You gotta be straight up. Correct?
I think he need to retire. This one right now. He need to retire.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, you're right, sir.
Yeah, the evidence doesn't show that happened. You're confronting him with that. He's representing something. Correct?
Yeah, but
You're saying it doesn't happen. Correct?
correct.
You're confronting him. Now that's obstruction of justice, isn't it?
No.
You testified in trial. You had enough to arrest him at that time. You testified to Mr. Hamilton that at that time you had enough to arrest him. I can find the transcript.
I would like to see the full transcripts on that because I don't remember specifically saying that we had enough to arrest him at that time at the hospital because we didn't even know if this crime even occurred in the hospital. So for you to come in here and say that, it sounds like you're trying to put words in my mouth again. He is giving me false information. It is. It's a misdemeanor. Sir, I do not want to arrest on a homicide for a misdemeanor charge, and then we got this college.
He need to retire.
Correct.
And you're telling him he's lying, correct?
Correct.
You're accusing him of committing a crime. Well, understand, how many policemen were around?
In that room was just Detective Bortlen and I.
How many were out guarding the room, guarding the hospital, answering around for whatever the cops do?
I could not answer that question because I don't know who was where, was walking around. You have to look at the crime scene log, sir. No, sir. There was video outside the hospital where when the bodies were brought in, but I think that there's no video inside the ER room for HIPAA reasons.
So after you tell him that, you're going to continue talking, correct?
Correct.
You continue talking about the detail correct?
Yes.
You direct him, ask him to go and work there, correct?
Yes.
How did you ask?
You'd have to refer to the statement.
No, I'm asking you. Tell me how you asked.
Would he mind showing Detective Toyota where it occurred? Like I said in the direct examination, I said that sometimes people get confused. Miramar Parkway, Pembroke Road. So, no, sir.
That would be your money.
Correct.
You were having him go with a detective. For what?
To point out the location where
You
they get.
committed a crime. Misrepresenting.
Well, if you looked into our statement, we even told them, listen, we don't care about the drugs. We don't care about any other crimes. We only care about the dead bodies. I am not concerned about a misdemeanor lying to me.
But that's part of the homicide investigation where it happened, correct?
People, but
Lying to people about where it happened, that's a major investigation.
sir, every single homicide investigation we had, people lie to us. It is a part of our job day in and day out. People lie to us, and we understand
You
it.
let him all go, correct?
No, sir.
Okay.
But people lie, we understand it, we accept it, and people lie to us for different reasons. You know, we didn't know he lied to us because he was involved in this homicide. We just figured he lied because they were doing something and they didn't want to tell the police about it. That was
Right.
our understanding. But we didn't feel that this even happened in Miramar. Of course. I mean, what investigator would not confront them when the facts don't add up? I'm sorry, sir. Correct.
I'm sorry. You need to go get you some coffee, Grandpa.
When you all are telling him evidence doesn't show that happened, was that saying, at this time, was it saying, as you said, on direct, we can't find this crime scene, where is this?
Correct.
And when your defense counsel keeps saying, lied, 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 we all know he lied from that statement. But in your mind, at that point in time, was it, this man is committing perjury by lying to me, or was it, as you said before, he doesn't know the city of Miramar, doesn't understand what road this is, and isn't able to properly tell me where this happened?
We were not thinking that he was involved in this crime whatsoever.
And in fact, at the end of that recording, didn't you all even offer to drive him home?
I'd have to refer back to the full statement. But
If that was a fresh recollection. It is.
Mm.
I mean, like I said, it was not a confrontational encounter. I don't know if I have the full statement here. Can I see your version? Okay, it says question was actually from Bertrand, and it says Hector offered him a ride home.
And is that something that in your practice you all would oftentimes do when people are not in custody?
We've never given a criminal a ride home. So
He said we ain't never gave no criminal ride home. You're a criminal.
if I was concerned that they were a suspect of a homicide, I am by no means going to get into a car with them and drive them somewhere.
I know that right, detective.
Correct. Well, we were just trying to figure the case out. He wasn't telling the truth.
Case was you would accuse him of something and he took gun jump. What other criminal investigation did you do?
We do that all the time. No, DNA would not have been possible. But we do that in almost all cases, just to rule him out.
Rule him out as a suspect. Because he was a suspect at that time.
No, he was not a suspect at that time. We had no idea, no indication whatsoever. And even then, when we did the GSR, which there's two different types of GSR tests, the first one is just a presumptive test, and it's done after the initial test. And that just tells us if he handled the gun. That first test came back negative, which even corroborated in our mind a little bit more that he was not involved in any of this. Yes.
That's part of your protocol to take CSR.
Well, we've done it many times with witnesses and stuff on case victims. That's nothing unusual.
What if they refuse?
Well, we don't take it. We ask. The crime scene technician asked.
A crime scene technician went up there and tested for residence.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Was that at your direction?
I did not direct it, no.
Bertrand?
I do not know. I was there when it was done.
You were there?
I was there.
How many other suspected come?
I couldn't even answer that quite. At least Hector, myself, and Detective Bertrand.
So he was in the presence of the magistrate. Well, he did that also, but over here, basically, there were 3 or 4 policemen with him, asking him to give him let the test scans, correct?
Correct.
And you think he's free to leave?
I can't testify to what he was thinking, sir.
What would he do?
Sure can't.
What a normal person would think, surrounded by police.
Well, yeah, I'll just stay now, but I think that's.
Any other questions?
Steve?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bad detective, I like you. Boy, I like you. They try to get rid of you. I like it. Woo-hoo. Oh, Lord. No. Let's see how far they got to go, y'all. Allow him. It's Bortlen really think he's gonna get away, but he's not gonna get away. Let me skip this, y'all. Bortlen ain't gonna get away with this. Him and he brought that body in there to throw them off, but he didn't. Let me put it okay, he must. Let me see what these folks doing.
Previously, in reference to State's Exhibit 1, it's the two tests that Your Honor already talked about. On your files, Exhibit State already discussed, Your Honor reviewed by stipulation of parties and had introduced that as evidence.
Okay, so any objection? All right, without objections, Ms. Wilcox, we'll call this state's A for identification. It's going to be in evidence only for the purposes of this hearing. That's state's exhibit 1.
I thought that I had
We have no objection to that.
That's fine.
and I may put them on,
That's fine.
but I can't talk on my.
State, you have no other evidence or witnesses or testimony you want to present today.
No, Your Honor, correct.
And Mr. Haddad, whatever evidence, witnesses, or testimony you want to present,
And I
you want me to do that tomorrow? All right, that's no
I
problem.
also, with the state's motion, stuff,
Oh,
that, like, I don't know what you call it.
we filed the State's motion for relief from the trial order.
Yeah, to file your motion in the
Correct, but I think we agreed that that's moved together in the call.
two witnesses. All right, I'll handle that when we do the arguments tomorrow.
Just so Your Honor knew it wasn't something that was
Understood.
heavily litigated.
Yeah, that's fine. So the only thing I'm going to press pause on the all pending motions. And again, we're going to resume tomorrow at 9 o'clock. That's the defense motion to suppress. I'll give you a ruling on the state's unopposed motion for relief from the trial order, as well as the state's motion in limine. But I'm going to let each side continue to present whatever evidence, witnesses, or testimony they'd like to do before that. So I'm going to pause on the evidentiary portion today. I do want to have a quick conversation with Mr. Henry. I'm going to put him under oath, talk to him about the charges, make sure he understands the maximum possible penalties, make sure he understands the state offer.
I think that's something else that defense wants to speak about tonight.
Well, I'm going to put it on the record right now, but he doesn't have to tell me what his answer is now, but I just want to make sure he has all the info. And what I'll tell you all, I'll be back here tomorrow, and then, I'm going to tell Mr. Henry this as well, but for his benefit now, if he wants to resolve the cases by way of a negotiated plea, that's fine with me. And if he doesn't want to, that's fine with me too. But the one thing that I am going to change, if you need me to, I can put him on maybe Tuesday afternoon, the 9th. I'd rather just not do it. I'd rather know yes or no the day before, because there's a significant, number one, I don't want him to feel any pressure. But number two, I got 250 citizens coming in here Wednesday morning, and there's just, yeah. If need be. It's fee hearings,
Yeah, so I don't know that.
but I'm going to be here, right? Okay. All right, so Mr. Henry, listen, I'm going to put you under oath and ask you some questions, okay? It's only going to be as it relates to the state's offer, and it's only as to make sure that you understand the state's offer and you understand the charges that you're facing here. We're not going to talk about anything else. So just listen to my questions and answer the questions, okay? Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, you can put your hand down. Please state your full name. How old are you? How far did you go in school? Do you read and understand the English language? Are you presently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol? Have you ever been treated for a mental illness? Are they giving you any medication in the jail right now? How are you feeling this morning? Your head is clear? You understand what's going on? All right, so Mr. Henry, listen, you got two cases. I'm going to go one at a time. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, right now, you're charged as follows. Counts 1 and 2 is murder in the first degree with a firearm. Those are capital felonies, which means it's a mandatory life sentence. The jury convicts you of count 1 or count 2 as charged. That's life in Florida State Prison. I have no discretion. Count 3 and count 4 are accessory after the fact and murder in the first degree. Those are each first degree felonies. The maximum penalty for each of those is 30 years in Florida State Prison. Okay? In your other case, which is case number 23-10643 CF10A, you're charged as follows. Count 1 is tampering with a witness in a capital felony. That is punishable by life in Florida State Prison. All right? As the maximum penalty. Count 2 is directing the activities of a criminal gang. That's a first degree felony punishable by life. So the maximum penalty there is also life in Florida State Prison. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit tampering, and again, as it's charged, that is also a life felony. The maximum penalty is life in Florida State Prison. And lastly, count 7 is unlawful use of a two-way communication device, as that's charged as a second degree felony. The maximum penalty is 15 years in Florida State Prison. So right now, as to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. It's life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida State Prison. Do you understand the charges and the maximum possible penalties involved? Okay. So, Mr. Henry, the state is telling me that they're extending an offer to you, and the offer is as follows. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, they're going to null process or drop counts 1 and 2, both first degree murder charges. Okay? And in exchange for that, as to counts 3 and 4, in that case, the accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, you're going to plead no contest to both of those. And as to the 4 counts in case number 23-10643 CF10A, you're going to plead no contest to all 4 of those counts. And in exchange for all of that, the state is offering that I would adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to the bottom of your sentencing guidelines, which is 195.45 months, about 16, it's a shade over 16 years and 3 months. 16 years and 3 months. All of those sentences will run concurrently, that is at the same time with each other. I would give you credit for all the time that you have served, understanding that you have a lot less credit time on the 23 case because it's a newer case. So that is what would be controlling. Whatever credit time you have on the 23 case, you can subtract that from the 100 and...
He actually has more time on the 23 cases than
Oh, okay. Well, whichever case you have more time, less time in custody, that's what would happen. And you get the credit for all the time that you serve. And again, that sentence would be 16 years, a shade over 16 years, 3 months in Florida State Prison. I would have to order restitution. The state would tell me the amount of that restitution. That restitution would be joint several with any of your other co-defendants. If any of the other co-defendants were convicted at trial or entered pleas. In other words, the restitution only has to be paid once, but each person is responsible for 100%. All right, as soon as it's paid, it's paid. I would have to impose mandatory court costs in each case, and I would have to impose a mandatory cost of prosecution in each case, which is $100. So, Mr. Henry, do you understand the offer that the state is making? Okay, 16 years, 3 months, a shade more. So I'm going to pause on it at this point, Mr. Henry. It's going to give you some time, whether that be tonight or also over the weekend, to talk to your lawyers about it. Make sure they answer all your questions. Talk to your family about it so you can make a decision as to what you want to do. Now, let me explain this to you, sir. I can't make the state make you an offer, and I can't make you accept any offer. I'm just the referee, okay? This is a business decision between you, your lawyers, and the state. And if you want to accept it and resolve both cases that way, that's fine with me. And if you want to have a trial of both cases, that's fine with me too. It doesn't matter to me in any way, shape, or form. But whether it be tomorrow when I see you tomorrow, and then Mitch Wilcox, he already has tomorrow at 9 o'clock, that'll remain on. But I'll put him on both cases as well next Tuesday, which is September the 9th. Let's just call it 1:30 in the afternoon. September the 9th at 1:30 in the afternoon. We'll call it trial status in both cases. That's when we're gonna have to finish this conversation, Mr. Henry, and you're gonna have to tell me that either that you understand the offer that the state's making, that
With Monday.com's intuitive work management
What he
platform,
gonna
you have the
do?
power. Not IT, not
Go to
admins.
trial,
Your
or you want to
accept
fight it?
the offer, whether you want to reject the offer. Mr. Henry, the one additional thing that I like to talk to people who are sitting in this situation that you're sitting in right now and have this conversation is as follows. The reason that I'm doing this is because I want the record to be clear what the state's offer was, and the record to be clear that you understood it, and that you had enough time to talk to your lawyers about it, you had enough time to talk to your family about it, you weren't under any pressure to make a decision, whatever you thought was in your best interest. Because it goes kind of like this, and I'm sure your lawyers can speak to it better than I can. If you accept the state's offer, that's fine. And again, if you don't accept it, that's fine too. But if you don't accept it, and one of these trials doesn't go your way, and you end up with life in Florida State Prison, which is a mandatory sentence on a lot of these counts, usually people in that situation, then they'll file what's called a motion for post-conviction relief, and they'll say, hey, Judge, my lawyer never told me, I didn't know that I could resolve all this for 16 years and 3 months, and if they would have told me that, I would have done it. And now I'm sitting here with a life sentence. So that's the reason I'm having this conversation now, so the record is going to be crystal clear on that issue. If it doesn't go your way, that argument's not going to be available to you to come back and say, hey, my lawyers didn't tell me about this, or I didn't know about this. So that's what I'm talking to you about right now. So, Mr. Henry, do you have any questions for me about the maximum possible penalties involved and what the state's offer is to you as we're talking about it right now? Okay. All right. So I'm going to pause on that part of the conversation, and we'll finish that other part of the conversation either tomorrow or next Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to leave you on for tomorrow, all pending motions, which is September the 5th at 9 o'clock. I have one other matter that I need to handle prior to that with Mr. Gibson and Mr. Percio. I don't imagine that's going to take too long. And then I'll be right with you all tomorrow. And then Ms. Wilcox, we're going to put both of Mr. Henry's cases on Tuesday, September the 9th, 1:30 p.m. We'll call that trial status, and he remains set for trial in both cases on Wednesday, September the 10th at 9 o'clock, understanding that if we go forward with the trial, it's going to be on the murder case, the 19-1871 CF10A. State, is there any...
All right, y'all. They'll be back September the 9th, and I'll be on time. I was working. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for me. Thank you.